Hello Epic Film fans, I am LoySauce and welcome to another Epic Film Guy's video review. We often find ourselves staring at our phone screens for hours every day, but what if there was something on the other side peering back? That's the premise of Come Play, the new film from writer-director Jacob Chase, who adapted his 2017 short film Larry for this feature film version. The story concerns Oliver, a young boy with autism who uses a smartphone primarily to communicate with his parents and teachers, but also to watch reruns of SpongeBob SquarePants. Oliver struggles to connect with kids his age, until a mysterious, unclosable app pops up to tell him about Larry, a lonely creature who wants nothing more than to be Oliver's friend. But as Larry begins to cross over from the digital world into ours, his motives become sinister, and his grip on Oliver and his family tightens. If that premise sounds a tad familiar, it's probably because much of the film plays out like a quasi-remake of The Babadook for the digital age. Not necessarily a bad thing, but the comparisons don't stop at the premise alone. Luckily, there is enough that is fresh and effective about Come Play that it's well worth seeking out for those looking to get their post-Halloween horror fix. Chase's choice to center the film around a kid on the autism spectrum offers a unique perspective to what otherwise would have been a pretty conventional story, and Oliver, as written, is sympathetic, if not entirely three-dimensional. What elevates the character is the casting of Aji Robertson, seen recently in Marriage Story. Carrying a movie through a wordless performance is a challenge for any actor, but Robertson pulls it off without making Oliver feel like a caricature of an autistic child. Gillian Jacobs is more hit or miss as Oliver's protective mother Sarah, but I appreciate that the script avoids the cliche of having the mother character not believe their kid that something spooky is happening until it's too late. As Oliver's father, John Gallagher Jr. is responsible for the film's emotional climax, a surprisingly affecting moment in a genre that is so often more preoccupied with jump scares that it doesn't even bother trying to pull at the heartstrings. But make no mistake, this film does bring the creepy. Co-produced by Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment, Come Play boasts a teen-friendly PG-13 rating, and it skillfully balances the retro feel of a classic Amblin film with a more modern sensibility. But a movie like this is only as good as its monster, and luckily they've got a pretty good monster in Larry. I personally would have chosen a different name for the creature, as there's probably no less threatening name than Larry. But I suppose that's the point, because Larry is supposed to be very benign and approachable until he preys on your child. Either way, the way that Larry looks and sounds and moves more than makes up for the silly name. The way Chase builds him up is perfect, always showing just enough to satisfy our curiosity, but keeping him in the shadows just enough to get our imagination running throughout. Really, really well done stuff. The film does run into some hurdles, especially in its second act, that I'm not entirely certain that it overcomes. Plot contrivances and gaps in established in-movie logic abound, and there's a really bizarre recurring element having to do with the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song that just came across as unintentionally funny. But the fact that it's a film about the dark side of technology that's not cringe-inducing and doesn't feel like it was written by an out-of-touch boomer is refreshing. And the film's tense horror atmosphere and production value despite a limited budget signal a bright future for Jacob Chase. Come Play is in theaters now. On the EFG scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving Come Play a solid 7 out of 10. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed, and we invite you to hit us up on social media as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you at the movies.